We've got tulips, we've got tomatoes, whatever it is that you're looking to start planting this gardening season, don't worry. We've also got all the tips and tricks to help you do it. We're here this afternoon with Dr. Brent Crane, who's going to show us how to get our garden started. How are you this afternoon?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. We've got a lot of great guests, but of course, last but not least, you had to join us here today. Now, Dr. Crane, I want to talk about a lot of your work at MSU because it involves educating people about growing and taking care of their plants. But tell us exactly what's being done at the MSU Extension Master Gardener Volunteer Program.
Well, we have 122 Master Gardener volunteers in the Mid-Michigan area alone. And of those, they work tirelessly. So they're in the schools doing science education. They do things like, if you've been to the Woodbury Rest area, they keep that area looking beautiful, and there's educational signs that are there so that people can understand and learn the science as they're there. They write articles, they do presentations, and of course they do things like the Cooley Gardens, where they just keep them looking beautiful, and they engage people as they come through.
I love that.
So there's a lot of beautiful work that they do.
A lot of beautiful work.
I'm very proud of all of them.
That is awesome. Well, can we just overall talk about the benefits of growing plants, and whether for some people they like doing it indoors, some of us like doing it outdoors. What's the benefits of doing all of that?
You know, there's something about interacting with nature and gardening specifically that's just really good for us as humans. So, you know, on the one hand, we get these benefits. So say you're doing a tomato like this, and you can get your own fresh produce. So there's a benefit where you might be getting more fresh produce than what you would have been getting in your diet, and we know that that's good for you. There also might be more exercise. So if you're outside and you're weeding and you're moving mulch around, you might get more exercise than what you were getting before, which is also good for health.
Okay, can I talk about a lot of the steps that I've gotten from just putting the mulch all around and making sure I was pulling out all those weeds? A lot of that gets done too. But can we start putting the plan and planting? Now, you've got some pre-planting tips as well that we need to consider before we start growing. So why don't we talk a little bit about that?
Hey, people love to rush plants into the ground. They love to go to the garden center and they pick up these tomatoes and they stick them in the ground and they get hit by a late frost. So knowing the frost-free date for your area is an important thing. You can find lots of information online, and it's all about relative risk. So for Lansing area, May 17th is the frost-free date, which means that there's still a 25% chance that you'll get hit by frost. But it's reduced. So I say wait until around Memorial Day.
Memorial Day. Okay, perfect. Now, you've also talked to us about kind of cool seasons and warm seasons. When's the right time as well? How should we go around
that? Different kinds of plants. So I mentioned the tomato. Tomato is a warm season plant. So they go in later. You want their soil temperature to be over 60 degrees by the time you put tomato plants in. And you don't want the outside temperature to get ideally below 55 degrees. Because they'll be set back if it goes below 55. Now, other things like lettuce, peas, carrots, these are cool season crops. These can go in the ground once the soil temperature hits around 50 degrees, about a month before your last frost-free date. So I checked the temperature right outside your studio. It was 54 degrees. So you could put in your lettuce now.
Okay. Oh my goodness. All right. And I didn't realize there's so much pre-planning that goes into doing this. I know you said a lot of times we're just rushing to put things in the ground, but there takes a time. There's a science behind it all, and we have to make sure all these factors are working with us. Now, you've also recommended hardening your plants. Can you talk to us about that?
Yeah. So if you've got this tomato plant and it's been in your house and at 70 degrees, and you take it and you set it outside at 58 degrees, it's going to be in shock. And if you set it in the sun, it's going to get sunburn, and all the leaves are going to die.
Wait a minute, your plants can get sunburn?
Absolutely.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, and there's no sunblock for them either. So what we do is we acclimate them. So I'll take this tomato plant and I'll put it outside for a couple hours and in a shady area, and then I'll work up to it. Each day it gets out for a few more hours, it gets a little bit of direct sun. So at the end of a week, or sometimes 2 weeks if you can do it, you get them used to being outside all day and all night, and then they're ready to go in.
Oh my goodness. Now, you've given us so many pretty handy tips, but Dr. Crane, we've really only scratched the surface here. But if we do need more help this growing season, how can we get a hold of you?
So you can go online to migarden.msu.edu and find information there, and that also gives information for how to get a hold of us through the Ask Extension tool or through the 800 number hotline that we have.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us here today. We have that information listed below on your screen as well. Plus, we'll have it online tonight. But thank you so much for joining us.
Well, it's very good to be here. I really appreciate it.
Of course. Well, something else you can grow in your